The legalization of abortion in the United States will, without question, have an impact on the worldwide abortion rights movement. For years, the United States has had among the most backward and reactionary abortion laws of any country. With the precedent of this favorable decision, women throughout the world will be able to press forward in their struggle with even greater determination. The International Abortion Tribunal, set for March 9th through 11th in New York City, will give voice to the needs, demands, and situations women face throughout the world in the struggle to control their own bodies. Now, are you going to introduce me, or should I just start? Should I go that in? On the Texas and Georgia abortion cases is a significant victory for the abortion rights movement and for women throughout the United States. This landmark decision vindicates the assertion of the abortion rights movement that anti-abortion laws are unconstitutional because they violate the basic right of women to privacy. According to the decision, this right is broad enough to encompass a woman's decision whether or not to terminate a pregnancy. Justice Blackmun's opinion is a landmark in another sense, in that he specifically states that a fetus is not a person and that constitutionally a human being refers only to postnatal life. The opinion denies the contention of the right to life forces who have maintained that abortion is murder, quote, because the fetus is the same as a human being. The 7 justices relegated this question back to the realm of theology and philosophy, which is where it belongs instead of in the realm of legislation. There is no question but that women won this victory. For years, we have been demonstrating in the streets and carrying on fights in the courts and the state legislatures all across the country. In the process, we have won a majority of the American people to our side. We said that abortion is a basic constitutional right, and the Supreme Court has now concurred. This victory, which is going to have an impact on the lives of millions upon millions of American women, shows the power of the women's movement. The court's decision that states can regulate abortion procedures in the second trimester is inconsistent with the basis of their decision. The constitutional right of privacy does not end at an arbitrary number of weeks, and it is important that public pressure be maintained so that the legislatures across the country are forced to treat abortion simply as a medical matter like any other. This is especially important because to ensure the proper interpretation of the court ruling. We have another speaker.
I'd like to introduce Blanche Hunter from the
Is it your position that the woman has the right to have an abortion at any time during her pregnancy, regardless of the period?
Yes.
Well, Ms. La Mont, you say here that the constitutional right of privacy does not end at an arbitrary number of weeks, in this case 24. What then is your next plan of action? What do you people intend to do?
Well, we think that, of course, we're going to have to see what kind of impact this decision has. This is a very important landmark decision, and we're going to have to wait and see what kinds of actions the Right to Life forces plan. For example, they mentioned the possibility of trying to force to try to get a constitutional amendment. We also are going to wait and see what kind of laws in the 46 states, which are now going to have to rewrite their laws, what kind of laws they draft and propose. And we think that the job of the abortion rights movement is to remain as a watchdog, to keep the public pressure on, to make sure that the laws which are written in those 46 states are the most liberal within the framework of the Supreme Court decision as opposed to the most restrictive.